Yes.
Is this fabulous new look, is that strictly Ginny, or are we seeing that?
Strictly Ginny.
Strictly Ginny is not going to show up.
I was testing Josh's love. I was like, you say you like brunettes. Do you like lilacs? And the answer was yes.
Josh likes it. A lot.
So your family is going to be up. There's been upheaval this season, starting off things off. I know you're only partially one episode filming. What can you really tell us about where their journey is going to be as a family right now with Emma and Henry?
Well, we're starting in the red, as it were. I think that these characters have gone from being terribly unreasonable in the height of their standards to accidentally pushing their daughter into the exact opposite direction in trying to prevent that from happening. And I think they've revealed themselves to be capable of being incredible hypocrites. And so I believe we're starting in a much more human and flawed place, which is great fun to play. And it is going to make it, I think, harder for them. I mean, their journey this season is going to be holding themselves together and pulling the darkness from Emma, of course, and figuring out how to do that. They were partially responsible for having it planted there or ignited it in her. And I think that the crumbling of their self-definition is going to make that more difficult. It's going to put a strain on their relationship, for sure. And also, we have to go after her. Like, where is she?
Exactly.
So there's also like the logistics of.
Gotta find her. Gotta find her. Is she in Camelot? Who knows? Is she in Fairy Tale Land? Who knows? We'll find her. Don't worry.
I will always find her.
I will always find her.
You were brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
I absolutely loved it. You were like, I will always find you. I will always find you for what?
Oh, that was fun.
That was so incredible.
That was fun. I don't think he loved me beating up on him every day, but I had a great time.
It's just like at home. Joking.
Yeah, tell me you're joking.
Joking, I'm joking.
Do you think that it's Regina and Noah that do you think they'll work together?
I hope so. So those are some of my favorite scenes, are when those two women come together. And I think I've realized they're a lot more similar than they are different. And I think that they could, girl power out.
Definitely. What do you think Henry's role is going to be this season? Because he is the author, but he also wrote the will.
Oh yeah, that's going to be an issue.
He spent such a long time trying to convince Emma of his goodness and the savior. What do you think his role is going to be within the family and on his own?
Good question.
That's a good question. I don't know. He's a clever kid, and he's got. I don't know.
It's such a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that.
You really did.
Yeah, I don't. It's going to be.
The boys will have
his
some.
His role is going to be very important, of course, and he's going to be able to.
He's coming from a more mature place, which is going to. Every season he obviously matures because we really did start out with a kid, and we really are now working with a young man. And I think that his responsibilities will become greater and greater.
He's obviously going to be able to be a great help in terms of finding his father or mother in some way. I don't know how, but he's going to be a great help and an important component to that.
And he's actually, I feel like he's probably, correct me if I'm wrong, in terms of like what we were talking about with our characters having impossibly high standards and the pressure under which we raise the generations and everything. He makes the best, most well-rounded choices. Like the reasons that contributed to his breaking the quill, like exhibited a maturity the rest of us don't have. Like a real selflessness that I don't think the rest of us have.
When we first saw Snow, some of her darkness back in the Cora's death story arc.
Oh, yes.
Exploring that side of her?
Oh, I love it. Well, because, anytime we give the princess a little crack in the veneer, I think that, it's more fun for me to play. That I think that it makes her more relatable. And for an iconic character, that's an incredible feat. These writers are brilliant that they're able to do it.
I was going to ask a little bit about that same thing with Snow. I really like Huntress mode and stuff. Talk a little bit about having to do some of the physical things.
Oh my gosh, it's so funny. It is not natural for me in any way. Like the extent of my being physical was always like ballet dancing. And it's funny because whenever I'm completely pooped or like sopping wet and like crying in the snow, people say, and I don't think I'm actually a complainer at all, but occasionally people will pipe in with like, you signed up for this, and I'm like, actually, when they pitched me the show, Snow White wasn't even allowed to hold a sword. And I was super psyched when they changed their minds during the pilot and decided to make these women badasses, because they are now the women that, should we have a little girl someday, I would want her to emulate any of these women, flaws and all. And I love that they're all these like modern feminist, ass kickers. But as far as the physicality of the role is, it's a little tough on me, but I have an amazing stunt double named Maya. And I think they gave up, first season the boys called me, Eddie and Adam called me, and they said, hey, we want you to watch some movies. And I was like, ooh, what? Like character motivation, what is it that you want me to watch? And they were like, well, we want you to watch Angelina Jolie and Tom Cruise run. And I said, what's wrong with my running? And they said, could you please just watch how they run? And then I watched how I run, and it's like I'm afraid of the ground. But it's like I did ballet for 17 years, really. Yeah. But so now Maya runs. Maya does the running. I'm gonna listen next time. Yeah.
Can I ask you about Lisbon? I mean, I actually like the fact that, a lot of layers involved in that emotionally.
Oh, yes.
Affected her daughter and everything. Are we going to see more of that?
I hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so. I'm not quite sure what they have in store, but I know they love her and we love her, and that storyline is beloved.
Yeah, I don't think we'll kind of visit that the first half of the season, but maybe the second half. I mean, we've got Camelot to go to, and we've got a daughter who's
flashbacks.
Could always have flashbacks.
Yeah.
Always.
Well,
So who knows?
I mean,